Before we start, I want to say I'm a professor here at WCU, and
well, thank you for no, don't boom. What do you teach?
Fair enough. I'm a sociology professor. I actually teach environment and climate change. Don't worry, that's not my question. I have no desire to talk about that today. Before I start, though, I actually want to surprise you maybe a little bit and say that I appreciate that you're here. If nothing else, hold on. If nothing else, as someone who wants so badly to see our students engaged in politics and the life of the mind, this is great, and you should give yourselves a hand for showing up and be out here to talk about ideas. I do want to focus my question.
Look at this, though, dude. If you look at this crowd, it is like white men. It is like just a massive crowd of white men that are wanting that Trump just take it fucking philosophy, where you don't have to be smart, you don't have to have any answers, you don't have to know what you're talking about. You can just walk in and take whatever you want and gather it and have it all, right? And they are selling this to white fucking men, man. It is like the 1950s all over again.
And if I can ask a question rather than doing this whole polemic thing, on the students that are here. So I've taught here for 6 years. I've gotten to know hundreds of our students. Every semester I ask them what they care about, what they want, what concerns them. And I think you probably know this, what scares them the most is that the day that they leave here and they go on the job market, they enter the labor pool, that they're not going to find a job. They're not going to find a job. They're going to have a hard time buying a home. They're not going to be able to afford to have a family. Do you agree with that? Do you all agree with that?
Well, no. Largely. Okay. I mean, if they're studying sociology, they might not be able to find a job.
Well,
but I mean, you're kind of proving that college is not really a good use of time.
So for what it's
if
worth,
the students
Charlie,
you're talking to can't find jobs, why are they learning from you?
Sorry, for what it's worth, Charlie, I mostly don't teach sociology students. I mostly teach students from across campus who are interested in things like the environment and climate change. I teach very few sociology students. There's actually a lot of environmental science, engineering,
even
finance,
more so,
accounting.
Yeah.
A lot of people with the kinds of degrees that you think are very valuable. Anyway, they remain concerned. What I would love to hear from you, genuinely, is what you believe the Trump administration has done in these first 4 months that is making the economic futures of these young people better.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's been in office for like, what, 80 days, but quite a lot. Number one, the price of oil is already down, so it's easier for everyone here to be able to drive home. The gas is going to be cheaper, which also will lower inflation. Number two, a tax bill will hopefully passed, which is no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, largest middle.
Dude, but dude, the fucking price of gas, though, may have gone down, but it's still going up. It's like 20 years from now, the price of gas is not going to be cheaper. And 100 years from now, you know what I'm saying? Like the price of gas is really nothing in the long term. That is like a short-term Band-Aid fix. Why do people still go up to Charlie? So the thing about this is Charlie Kirk with that snark, right? The way this guy asks him a genuine question and then Charlie just puts him down. That sort of meanness is very attractive to young white men and young, some of the young conservative women. They like the meanness. There are people that are rebelling against equity and inclusion because they want to be mean. And so he is drawing this, he is drawing crowds by engaging people's meanness and allowing them to gratify that lack of emotional regulation, to vent their shit like that. But he's not going to give good answers.
Middle class tax cut in history. Yeah. So everyone here that's going to have a job where overtime is incorporated, they'll be able to keep more of their money.
But again, dude, that all is bullshit. Overtime's not even going to be in there. And I bet the no tax on tips is not even going to be in there. And even then, tax cuts don't do shit for lower and middle class people. Okay, if you're a middle class person making $100,000 a year, if you get a tax cut, even if it gives you $5,000, that is nothing, bro. $5,000 is nothing. Okay, that is nothing. If you're making $10 million, you're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, so a tax cut, when your rent doubles in 5 years, $5,000 is not doing shit. When your rent goes from $1,000 to $2,000, That $5,000 is nothing. Okay? None of this shit. Tax cuts do not benefit lower middle class people at all. You could get rid of taxes for them and it wouldn't really do that much, right? Because there's sales tax, there's tax on alcohol, and there's tax on hotel rooms, there's tax on gas, there's tax on this, tax on that, tax on tickets, on fucking airline tickets, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they're still paying a bunch of fucking regressive taxes. But like long term, we absolutely need to be addressing the fact tax cuts are not going to help these people buy a home. Okay? Gas prices are not going to let people buy a home. Gas prices are always going up, and it's only going to get even more pronounced. Because this woman right here, Shoe, she is untrustworthy. Okay? She is a fake centrist. She is a right-wing patriarchy stroker that pretends to be a center person. Dude, she's terrible, okay? And as you'll notice, I mean, I'll be honest, guys. When I first ran into Shoe, I thought she was like, you know, she's an attractive woman doing politics. What's going on here? But then, you know, eventually I got blocked. Right? Eventually, I ended up getting blocked. All right, because I discovered that she's one of those deceivers, guys. And I don't like the deceivers. And the deceivers are people who paint themselves as like left-wing or centrists that are like providing you unbiased shit, but they're actually holding water for that right-wing manosphere authoritarian shit. And of course, the guy she's married to or dating is super right-wing, and you'll notice that she does the fucking thing here, dude. She tries to add the word populist in there, okay? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, she's a right-winger, okay? And I mean, even look at her shit up here, the 19th Amendment and its consequences, right? She plays to the manosphere right-wing people, and she calls herself a fucking populist. Okay, and this is what people do. People who call themselves populists and then they try to toe the line in between the two sides, they're cons. Okay, they're cons. Now, I still, you know, I'm not going to fucking diss her. She's out there doing her thing, but she is untrustworthy, guys. She is a right-wing shill, okay, designed to look like she's not. And the reason why I don't like people who occupy this sort of space is because they help red pill people. But yeah, dude, I was really disappointed in her. The dark truth behind U.S. aid. I mean, but look at her titles though, dude. If you look at her videos, right? Downfall of the Democrats, right? Why men are moving right. You know what I'm saying? Blame the voters, responding to Democrat criticism, right? She is the cougar epidemic. She is like totally catering herself to right-wing men. You know what I mean? She's not a populist. Are men more shallow than women? But like everything is like manosphere. Okay? She's a manosphere fucking pimpette. Okay? The Twitch thought epidemic, right? Again, she's like making these kinds of videos. This is when she blocked me around this shit, when I was like, dude, you're selling the fucking right-wing manosphere women bullshit. Like, how can you be a woman and fucking sell the right-wing manosphere bullshit? How can women do this? Okay, like degrade, you know what I'm saying? Dude, she gets millions of views. Yeah, I know she does. She gets millions of views. Like her channel is super successful. I mean, she's a good YouTuber. She knows how to nail like whatever the cultural topic is of the time. So she's a very good YouTuber. She is. Like, I credit her on being a good YouTuber. And she like, you know, she knows how to sell it. Like, even if you look at the way she's dressed, right? Look at her outfit, okay? I mean, look at the breakdown, okay? She dresses herself as like, you know, she's got this sort of porn star eyelashes and the sort of dark makeup, right? And she does this sort of like adult actress sort of makeup job, but then she wears like the tradwife outfits. Always. You know what I'm saying? She's always dressed in some weird sort of like pseudo tradwife parochial looking outfit. Like she's wearing like a schoolgirl costume. Okay. And she uses a really soft camera, that kind of like that soft misty camera that hides any fucking blemishes or whatever that make right. But all of her dress is like, oh, look at me. I'm like the tradwife woman. But then she talks manosphere, sort of aggressive and shit. You know what I mean? And she's got this aggressive, snarky humor, but she dresses like a Mennonite and wears the adult actress hair and makeup. She cosplays this snarky, aggressive, and liberated tradwife political commentator that sells, you know, like snarky womanhood, right-wing manosphere. And like, dude, it's very lucrative. And I mean, she's really fucking good at it. But she is a patriarchy pusher, and she is super deceptive. Yeah, I was super disappointed because when I first contacted her content, I thought like, oh, she had like a snark and an aggressive nature that felt very much like a left-wing feminist, but she's not. She is a total manosphere bro. She is like, if Myron Gaines was a woman, right, selling fucking red pillory to young men, right, and middle-aged men, this is what he'd look like. Dude. Right? Dude, I shit you not, bro. Oh, I'm blocked. Whoopsie. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.